So I'm going to show you how to make the ultimate roast chicken. This is loosely based off of the recipe from Zuni Cafe in New York, and there was a New York Times article talking about it, and I've made this maybe 5 or 6 times, and it really is the best and easiest roast chicken that I've ever had in my life, and it's so simple. There's only a couple ingredients. We have some fresh herbs. This is thyme, sage, and rosemary. We have 2 young chickens. These are about 4.5 pounds, 4.25 pounds. You can use chickens anywhere from about 3.5 pounds to 7 pounds. And then our friend salt and pepper. And I'm gonna make up a salt and pepper mix and wash the herbs. We're gonna need 3/4 teaspoon of a salt and pepper mix per pound for each of these. So here's our salt and pepper mix. And so we had about 8 pounds of chicken in total. So this is about 6 teaspoons of salt and a decent amount of fresh ground black pepper. Here's the 2 birds. They're each about 4 pounds. The giblets are removed and trimmed any extra skin or fat. And it's a little bit hard to do while holding a phone, but you're gonna put a sprig of each of these herbs in the front cavity, the back cavity, under the skin on each side, and on the other side. And while we do that, we're gonna sprinkle a very liberal amount of salt. So this is a ton of salt compared to most chicken recipes. But that's actually critical here because we're gonna be brining the bird for 2 days. And so this is gonna really penetrate. You're not gonna add anything else to the bird when it's cooking, no additional salt or pepper. So I'll show you these when they're done. So just remember, herbs in each pocket, under the skin, salt inside and outside and on the skin, and then we're gonna leave them for a while. So when you're finished, your bird should look like this. You can see there's pockets of herbs on each side under the skin, and the salt and pepper has been rubbed everywhere. The pepper helps, not just because it tastes delicious, but also so you can see that the salt and pepper mixture has been applied evenly. And so make sure it touches everywhere. And the next step is we're gonna wrap these in saran wrap and put them in the fridge for 2 days. That's right, 48 hours. That's what makes this recipe a bit unusual, but really does produce the best results. So this took about 10 minutes to prep, and then we're gonna wait 48 hours before we cook it. So see you in 48 hours. So it's been about 2 days, and you can see our chickens here. One great thing about this recipe is the crispy skin, and so to get the skin as crispy as possible, what I'm going to do now is take the saran wrap off and pour out any of the liquid that's in there, and actually put it back in the fridge. And so do this maybe about 5 hours before you want to cook them. And what's going to happen is that cold fridge air is going to actually dry the skin out a little bit. It'll give us an even crispier skin. So we're going to be roasting the chicken at a high temperature. So one thing we want to do is tuck the wings in so they don't end up burning. So you can see I did this one already. But all you do is you make a little cut here and one on the other side. And then you're going to take the wing tip and just jam it in there. Let's see if this one will go. You go all the way and get the whole top of the wing covered. You can actually pull the skin down on top of it. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so we've had these pans over a high flame. These are the same ones that chickens were in. And they're screaming hot right now. And what we're gonna do is put the chickens in skin side down and then transfer the whole thing to a 450-degree oven. Breast side down. And they should sizzle. And the other one. And there's no oil or anything else in here, just the chicken. Okay, so it's been a half an hour. We're gonna take our birds out and flip them over. So that's what they should look like right about now. You can see that they've given off a lot of fat. So use some tongs because this can be kind of tricky. And it helps sometimes to release it if you kind of swirl the fat around. Let's see how we did. Hopefully it doesn't stick at all. That's perfect. Number one. Number two. And now we're going to put them back in for another 30 to 45 minutes at 450. So they're done. It's 180. And if I take them out, you can see how beautiful they are. So I'm going to take them out and let them rest. And then pour the fat out, add a little bit of water, and make a sauce out of the dripping.